Question: is the Roman Catholic Church the true church? And is the office of the Pope legitimate? Luke chapter 22, beginning in verse 24. And there was also a strife among them, which of them should be accounted the greatest. They want to know who's going to be the Pope. Nah, just kidding. The office of the Pope wasn't established for hundreds of years after that. But they're basically asking who's going to be the top dog, right? They had that kind of a mindset. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors. But ye shall not be so. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that doth serve. For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth, is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth. So, when you look at Jesus's idea of leadership, it's servant leadership. It's not big guys in fancy robes with gold jewels and all that kind of nonsense. And when you look at how Jesus established leadership, remember, he appointed 12 apostles, not one, 12 apostles. And then when the apostle Paul came along, whenever he went out into the Gentile lands, as the Lord sent him out, and he preached the gospel, and people believed the gospel and became saved, and he began to establish churches, he always established a plurality of elders in each area. He didn't put one guy in charge. There was no bishop of this city and bishop of that city. None of that. It was always a plurality of elders, a plurality of leadership in those areas. Okay? So this thing where you start having one guy as the head guy over a whole area, that didn't come until hundreds of years later. And that's after the church had already begun slipping away from the teachings of Jesus and from the teachings of the apostles. And that's an example of them slipping away from the teachings of Jesus and the teachings of the apostles, because they started putting one guy, looking to one guy as being head of a whole city or whatever of Christians. But that's not the Lord's way. That's not Jesus's way. That's not what the apostles taught. And so, no, the idea of one guy being in charge of the entire church on earth, wrong. There's only one head of the church, and his name is Jesus.